Welcome back for another video. In today's video we'll be discussing the latest news, which is that from Gameweek 20 all managers will receive an extra free hit chip. We'll discuss everything you need to know, including potential strategy, blank game weeks, double game weeks and more. If you find the content useful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for future videos. So the free hit chip is one of the most useful chips, as there's many ways you can utilise it, but almost always it's best used in a blank or double game week. If many teams don't have a fixture, like we saw as recently as Gameweek 18, then you could use a chip to put a temporary team out for one game week before reverting back. This is obviously a huge edge over those teams unable to field 11 or lacking the best available options for that game week. Or alternatively, you could use it in a double game week to have up to 22 games played among your 11 players. It doesn't always work out as perfectly as that, as you can have players like Salah who would rather own even if he's got a single game week, or likewise some players don't play both matches. Either way, there's massive upside, and they've never given managers 2 free hits like this before. If you've played your free hit already, then you simply get another after Gameweek 20, or if you've not used it yet, you don't need to use it before Gameweek 20, you'll have 2 free hit chips banked instead. Exactly like how you can have 2 transfers banked. The other very important thing from the announcement to note is that you'll be unable to free hit in consecutive game weeks. This leads us to double Gameweek 21 and double Gameweek 22. What we do know is that the FA have abandoned plans for replays in the 3rd and 4th rounds in the FA Cup to make room for postponed games. This makes Gameweek 22 almost certainly a double game week. Ben Crellin's the man to follow for everything concerning fixture schedules and double game weeks. This graphic is courtesy of his work. Gameweek 21 and 22 are unlikely to be exactly like this graphic, but it's a good guideline of what's possible. One very viable strategy is to free hit in one of these double game weeks, depending on which looks better. Another trip strategy is to wildcard into Gameweek 21 and bench boost into Gameweek 22. This would have massive upside, but the downside is of course that you'd use your wildcard early with a lot of the season remaining. You would however have the 2 free hits banked. There is no right or wrong answer at this point, all we can do is discuss strategy. What we do know is that later in the season we'll have more typical blank and double game weeks as a consequence of teams advancing far in other cup competitions. So we may have a blank around Gameweek 30 and a double around Gameweek 36 for example. With this in mind, it does look sensible to save at least one of your free hits until much later. The reason they've introduced a second free hit is due to the unpredictability of the season, and we've certainly not seen the last of the postponements and unexpected absentees. So my gut feel is that we want to save at least one free hit for much later in the season, or even both if you're able to field a very strong team for the potential double Gameweek 21 and 22. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are and how you plan to use yours. And if you found today's video useful, please drop a like and hit subscribe for future content.